broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
There it is.
That's a very good intro.
I like it.
Nice and smooth.
What's up, everybody? Hey, AfterBuzzers. Thank you for tuning into the Gotham After Show, Season 2, Episode 1, Damned If You Do. We're back.
Damned if you do.
Damned if you do. I'm your host, Micheal Andrew. To my left, we have Miss Monse Bolanos.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back. Season 2.
Monse.
Hi, Michael.
And next to her, Mr. Steve Kaufmann.
I am here at Steve Kaufmann. That's Kaufmann. So excited to be here.
Oh, good. And give me your Twitter. Thank you. Monse, what's your Twitter, Monse?
My Twitter is Monse Bolanos.
Oh, okay. Michael Drew, Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. And people, your initial thoughts on this opening episode. I mean, we'll break it down, but I just want to get your initial boom right out the park thoughts.
This was a lot of fun. Yeah, I enjoyed watching this.
Really?
I liked Barbara for the first time.
So everything Barbara did in this,
I went a whole season hating Barbara.
We hated Barbara, and I was like, yeah, girl, you look good in the stripes.
Okay.
But her whole demeanor, like her whole attitude, I felt like her character was given a purpose in season 1.
Okay.
It wasn't that I didn't like her, as a person. I just don't think she had much room to grow. And I feel like in this episode, I already saw much growth. So I'm excited to see where it leads.
And Steve, you feel the same way?
I feel the same way.
All right.
Moves us along.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Deferred.
Okay. Also, Steve, you'll also be on chat roll.
I am on the chat roll.
Yay.
Star Drew, hey Steve, finally. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
Also, we're also in a brand new studio. You can find us on youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Please subscribe. You can see the brand new digs. Also, iTunes, SoundCloud, rate.
Everything.
Everything.
Aaron Mace thinks this is one of the better episodes of the series. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree too.
Boobies, but spelled with a 6-9 instead of. It's boo and then 6-9 and then bees.
He's
Well,
not
he gets
lying.
credit for that. I like
He
that.
gets
kid.
credit for that.
Good job, boobs. Good job.
I freaking love Jerome. He's amazing. You're talking about the possible Joker.
Okay.
Possible.
All right.
Possible.
Okay. All right. I'm interested.
We're not
in
starting
hearing...
in Arkham, so let's
All right.
not.
We're not gonna start in Arkham, but I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about Jerome. But we'll start with Bruce. Okay. So, episode starts off with Bruce and Alfred going into the cave, where they find the door with the key padlock. Okay, and then they're going through it, trying to make it happen. I guess following an interaction with Jim Gordon, he gets frustrated and he tries to break it.
Yes.
That doesn't work.
Well, before that, Alfred dismisses it. It must be millions of combinations, Bruce. I actually did some of the math.
Okay, so this is what I didn't understand.
Okay.
I didn't get the fact that there were multiple combinations, because when we find out later what the combination actually is, I'm looking at Bruce Wayne like, you're a baby Batman.
But how could he?
Yeah, he has no idea.
Guys,
Well,
your first indication when you're about to unlock a passcode, it's always going to be, I would say, you're finding out your father's passcode. Well, Bruce would probably be top on his list. Either Bruce, your mother's name.
but it's not a keyboard. It's 10 digits.
Yeah.
So that's. And correct me if I'm wrong, but those digits didn't have letters below
Yeah, it
them.
wasn't like a
to
phone.
even it may have.
I think they did. I
did some of the math. Let's say it was a 4-digit combination.
Okay.
That makes it 20, or no, a 4-digit combination, and you include the stars and the pound, or the hashtag as you kids call it now. That's 12 units, so that would be 4 to the 12th power. That would be 20,000 possible combinations, which at 5 seconds an attempt would take 103,000 seconds, which is 1,700 minutes, which would take 28 hours. If you're Bruce Wayne, you can hire someone to sit there for 28 hours and just try 20,000 combinations. We found out it was 5 digits. But he didn't know how many digits it was. If you talk about 10 to the 12th power, that's 61 billion.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he tried 7 digits, which is 35 million. Probably not. No, because that would take 5 years.
Okay, so I guess
I did the math.
All right, so I'm guessing that's on me then, because I looked at it like, okay, he just has to figure. He's just putting codes together. I thought it was numerical, but then when they found out that it's just Bruce, I was like,
Well,
okay,
it
how
was
did he not figure
technically,
that out?
but it was technically numerical.
It was numerical, but I'm with you. I don't think he knew it was supposed to be 5 digits.
Well, but there was no way, because at one point he had typed in 7 or 8 digits, and then it said no, so there was no way of actually telling how many digits.
Right.
Because otherwise he would do 5 to the 12th power and then do the math on if he has the man hours. If he has the man hours to try every possible combination. These are the things I think about people.
Oh, no, I mean,
I sit and do the math.
I don't disagree. All I'm saying is, I would think that if you're about to break someone's passcode, the go-to things would be loved ones in terms of passwords, right? Like say, I don't know, like, hey, my girlfriend, and I'm looking through her email. Not that I'm saying that I do. Well, I'm saying I'm doing this. My name would be one of the passwords I would put. My name, maybe her mama, maybe her daddy. I'm just saying, it would be that.
Or if it was numerical, it would be someone's birthday. And
Or-
Bruce
okay.
would be 2, 7,
Damn, Steve, you really went in on this.
8, 2, 3.
Get out. No, all right, I hear you.
Bye.
Hashtag
Okay.
he did the math.
All right.
Or pound.
Okay, so I'm the only one then.
I don't think he knew possibly how to even come
No,
up
that
with
I think
passcode.
that's kind of a MacGuffin thing we find out later, that it's like, oh, the password was Bruce, where it's like, well, that's great. How the F could I have possibly known that, Dad?
All right.
Leave it in the letter.
You
that
leave it in the
that was
letter
inside.
you leave it in the letter
right.
that's behind the
That's
thing.
behind it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. So he's frustrated, and he hasn't figured that out yet. He's going through everything you're saying he's going through. He can't figure it out. So the little billionaire genius decides, you know what? I'm gonna blow it up. So he goes outside and he gets fertilizer because this guy, baby Batman knows how to put it together.
Around here, he's called Lil Wayne.
Little Wayne, you guys call him Little Wayne?
Lil
Wayne.
Okay, see, I wasn't here last season with
No,
you.
no,
but
we're filling you in.
we're
We're filling
letting you
you in.
I
know.
like that. I like
Nicknames.
the camaraderie.
There's a
Yeah.
trope. There's a trope. It's Lil Wayne.
Lil
Little
Wayne.
Wayne. Okay, all right.
You're
I
gonna
like
laugh.
that.
You're gonna laugh a
gonna-
lot about it.
Yeah.
It makes it cute and fun.
So Little Wayne decides to be, a bomber. So while he's preparing to bomb, in comes Alfred. Alfred catches him. Alfred tries to talk him out of it, but then Alfred's like, you know what? I know how you are. I know you're a go-getter. So let's just blow this bad boy up together.
Yeah.
And then they blow it up.
And he makes him tea too.
He did make him tea. And
Of course, he
told
made him tea.
That's true. And
Precious.
I love that scene where Bruce was talking about, look, I'm going to go do this. So can you just make me some tea while I make this happen? Like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And then he's like, I'll get the kettle started or something.
And then-
So cute. But he made him tea and he helped him out. And they did it.
Got the kettle started, made him tea.
That's
so it
so-
didn't work out. I'm flipping through my
Go for
my
it.
notes.
And-
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Okay, so he breaks in. And how long has Thomas Wayne been dead now?
At least a year,
Yeah.
if not 2, because the season premiere. Well, no, not even a year.
It was very cobwebbed up inside there. I
He
thought
probably hadn't been there for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really cobwebbed.
And I'm hoping we're gonna find out. There's gotta be
Yeah.
more than just a letter in that room too. That I'm sure.
It did remind me of like Casper. You're right.
It was
so much
cobwebbed up. I was like, I mean, it's only been gone for like a year. It looks like no one has been there.
in ages.
Ages.
But maybe he hadn't been in there.
Maybe.
If I lived in Wayne Manor, there would be rooms I wouldn't visit for a long, long time.
Yes. But I don't know about his secret room with all his secrets. I couldn't find a synonym for that.
Well, I mean, you can't really trust a cleaning person to come in
That is true.
and just clean your
I
secret
know.
room.
Yeah, that's true. How you can't have your maid go inside the secret room and go through it. It's not gonna work.
You have to hit a button to open the fireplace to walk down the stairs.
You don't know if he's neat. Maybe Thomas isn't really a neat guy. People have been cleaning up after him his whole life. That's a good point. Well done, Steve. All right, so
So they go down the
Gryffindor.
stairs.
so they go down the stairs. I'm sorry, I digress. So they go down the stairs, and then Bruce finds the letter. And in the letter, he opens it, and he pretty much recounts everything his father's telling him.
I got a little misty. I got
You
a
got
little
it?
bit. I got goosebumps.
It was a
little-
good read.
He read it well. Yes,
did
I
read it
agree
well.
with you. He read it well. I was
did
like,
read
good
it well.
job, little kid.
So Thomas pretty much apologizes for hiding this from Bruce. And in the letter, he says he has no idea how old he is. Because in his mind, he found this, he might possibly have found this letter down the line. But he already knows he's dead. Thomas knows he's dead. And he says this one thing at the very end. And they do this with a little montage showing James Gordon. You can't have both happiness and the truth.
I wrote that quote too.
And
Found
ask,
it.
and
found
ask Bruce to choose happiness unless he finds a true calling.
Yeah.
And that means everything. It means what James is doing, what Jim Gordon is doing.
Yep.
It means what Bruce is gonna do down the line.
What his parents, what Wayne Enterprise is doing. It's all connected.
It's all connected. So, and it ends on James. I keep calling him James, but it ends on Gordon. Because Gordon is going through some things. But speaking of going through some things, we go to Arkham.
In the meantime, Nick 0 at 0 noon. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's not bad.
Alfred was probably shocked to discover he has to clean this room now. Because he can't hire like
he's like,
Alfred.
God,
Alfred strikes me as someone who may hire someone else to clean.
Right.
This Alfred, yeah.
But not that room. You can't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Only two people, only two living people, and then maybe Jim Gordon by episode 6
We'll know about it.
will know about this room.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Episode 6, let's write that down. Let's not forget.
That's a very accurate prediction.
Give a prediction.
Already?
Right now. He said it. Do it right now. About that. Just about that.
It was going to happen in episode 6?
No.
How
long will it take for
a third person to enter Thomas Wayne's
Batcave?
room?
Man, episode 3.
3, and who do you have an idea
It'll
of who
probably
it
be
is?
James.
So 3.
Do they ever call it Jim James? Am I the only one who's calling him James? James Gordon. No, they call him James Gordon.
I think I call him Gordon more than anything else.
Yeah, I call him Gordon more than anything else.
I call him Mackenzie.
Well, because he was Detective Gordon up until
now. All right. So we transition, and now let's go to Arkham, peoples. All right. Now this is what I want to talk about. Specifically, this first scene. Jerome meets Barbara. Well, Barbara goes inside. Now she's pretty much a resident of Arkham, and I guess they all hang out in the same place. They're all in the same cafeteria, the women and the men. And Jerome approaches Barbara, and he was sent by Cyanus to recruit her. Cyanus sent her, and he's trying to tell her to join up with us. He tries to persuade her, telling her how tough Arkham is for a woman. She proves otherwise by recruiting that big doofy guy. Gorilla.
His name's actually Gorilla.
His name Gorilla? I don't remember call that.
Or at least it was
That's what we were told his name is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gorilla.
Yeah. So she recruits him with her using her femininely charms, and Jerome is impressed. He likes it. Jerome's giving her the eye, and at the very end, he convinces her because once he tells her the magic words, he can get you whatever you want. And then she's just like, I can get whatever I want. I need a phone because she's got calls to make. Now, this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Jerome. Your thoughts on Jerome? His intro to this.
I don't want him to be the Joker.
I mean,
all signs are pointing to him being a Joker. And I don't particularly care for that.
This is the thing. Like, I mean, not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But on the internet, this is the thing I've seen people say a lot, and I heard them saying this. I heard this word a lot, and this is the only thing that it really sticks out to me. Campy. The term campy. They're saying it's very, very campy. This episode is very campy, and the only thing that was campy to me was his, and not to crap on the actor because I think he's good, but it was I thought it was like a little campy, extra campy.
Well, I would argue that this show kind of has that. It has a certain
I don't
level of
find it
camp, and I think his performance in the universe this show creates actually gives us a pretty good scope of how terrifying this person is. I just don't want anyone to call him the Joker.
Yeah.
Can he just be Jerome who does what the Joker does?
Yes.
Do we have to call him the Joker?
Exactly.
And maybe they won't. I have faith in this show that they probably won't.
Yeah.
But they might start just calling him the Joker.
They might. I feel like they're already pretty much establishing their own rules.
Yeah. I love
They're
that about
establishing
this
their
show.
own rules. Like it's pretty much their own little pocket universe, their own continuity. It has nothing to do with the comic books.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
And I think that's the hardest thing for people like, say, myself, maybe Steve. That's the hardest thing for us to sometimes cope with because specifically
This show, I'm
later
okay
on.
with it.
This show,
especially this far along in this show, I'm like, if you guys,
It's like you've accepted it.
if you guys start clinging to the mythos now,
it's over.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, don't bother. Just I want a cop show in Gotham with people that, yes, are villains, but they don't necessarily have to be chemically modified.
Right.
They can just be villains.
Well,
They can just be evil people because you do reach a level with all of these villains. Because if he's actually the Joker, he would take over Gotham and Lil Wayne would have to run away to a boarding school and grow up to be Batman
Yeah.
to come back and save Gotham.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if that's an actual shoot, because it's the Joker.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind it going in that direction either, to be honest with you.
We just watched Lil Wayne in boarding school for 5 years.
No, that's
He
It's
just
a
won't be
completely
there.
different show.
But they're already going into completely
Yeah,
different
No.
direction.
No, but I like what they're doing now, where the Penguin's not really the Penguin. It's just all of these people are people in a universe in this really rich cop show.
You know, at the end of last season, they pretty much said they're gonna go in a direction where they're gonna fix everything, and you kind of thought, which direction are they gonna go in? I thought they were gonna go in more comic booky continuity, more at least cop show.
Yes.
They were gonna do less villains and more mob,
More just like procedural every day of crime or every week of crime.
which is what I was hoping for. But they did the exact opposite and said, no, we're going. They already started on their journey and they're gonna go. And you know what? I'm glad they committed.
Yeah, and I like it. You know, Jerome, I don't want him to be the Joker. I'm with you guys on that. But I like him. I like how creepy he is.
Yeah.
I like the weirdness about him. But I just hope he's not the Joker.
And
Over the
also,
topness. I mean,
Nick
he's still
Zero
Joker.
at 0 noon. That's wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
He says, I also hope Jerome won't be the Joker, but they might call him the Joker, and then the real Joker will take the name after Jerome is dead. I like that, too, that there will be early incarnations that the GCPD can take, the early incarnations of these villains that the GCPD can take down, that people will grow up in Gotham seeing, that they'll step it up, that Batman, you'd need a Batman to take down the second Joker.
That's true.
In this world, that can work. I would prefer they just don't call him the Joker.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
And they're pretty good in this show about not calling.
Yeah, they don't want to make anything official.
Yeah, like even like the Penguin.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a moniker. Like he's not the Penguin.
But it works,
and
though.
his backstory is completely different, and it works as just he's this original character that shares a lot of similarities with the Penguin. And they're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it 100 with those things.
Okay. All right. So we go back. So she gets the phone. Barbara Keene gets the phone. Well, real quick, thoughts on Barbara Keene. So you're both digging her. You're both
I'm
digging
all
everything.
about
Yeah.
this Barbara Keene.
I love her.
It took them 23 episodes.
It
but
did.
I'm finally game for some Barbara Keene.
Real
Yeah.
quick, I don't want to stay too long on this, but Barbara Keene in the comic books. What's your knowledge on DC?
A little bit. I know Barbara Keene
is that his like the wife he's always had in the comics?
in the comic books. That is Jim Gordon's wife, and then
Okay,
they
so they've already started doing different
and then
things.
they sire
Barbara
not
Gordon, right?
yeah they sire Barbara Gordon, who becomes Batgirl. Believe me, we know.
Yeah.
We ate that pretty hard.
In the beginning of the season,
episode
too.
1 this time last year, where we were like, oh, Barbara Keene, she becomes a Batgirl.
No.
That's what you were predicting last year.
Well, no, that's what we thought.
Well, that's just what we thought. That's just who we thought she was.
And every now and again, I still look at my phone and see someone tweeting at me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Tweeting at me that like clearly just caught the episode. It's just like, you're wrong. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so they've already pretty much set the standard for doing their own thing, because Barbara Keene being a psychopath who murders her own parents, that's brand spanking new.
Yep, that's not in anything.
All right, so she gets the phone call and she calls Jimmy James Gordon. She calls him and she pretty much goes. She's gone full psychopath. Everyone goes. There's a good amount of full psychopath in this episode. She goes full psychopath and pretty much says Leslie lied. She didn't kill her family. Leslie tried to kill her.
Yeah.
And she got her in prison.
But here's
Arkham, sorry.
well, no, Arkham is a prison, but
Insane asylum.
well, it's an insane asylum and a prison. But it was also established last season that it's not actually intended to help anyone. It's intended to test drugs on people. It's intended to breed villains.
Something like our prison system, huh? American sounds like.
Wow.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But no, but actually very similar to our prison system, and there's a lot to be said about Arkham in the comics in general, that the idea of this sliding door that just criminals go into Arkham and then come out worse criminals.
Yeah.
That's happening in this show on a grander level, and not to jump ahead, but the Galavans seem to be a part of the greater conspiracy to keep that the system.
Yeah.
That we breed our worst criminals at a place where they're supposed to go and get rehabilitated. But we just don't rehabilitate them.
Yeah.
No.
And then let them escape. Because I'm marking a quick number. I think 6 Arkham escapes. Like 6, like known, like, hey, somebody got out of Arkham.
Okay. 6 more?
6 more, yes, because
6
there was already
more.
1.
Yeah.
So 6 more, so 7 total in 22 weeks.
Okay.
Jeez. Man, you're just like tossing out these predictions.
I do that.
Okay, all right. I like that. I like the boldness. Okay, so she makes her second phone call. Speaking of boldness, I'm trying to work on my transition. So
that was good.
Speaking of boldness, she boldly calls Leslie, and instead of does the exact opposite of what she does with Jim. She goes full on single white female. She's like, hey, just want you to know, I want you to die, bitch. Bye. And then she hangs up and smiles.
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
She's full on crazy.
She is.
Okay. But here's why.
Here's what.
I mean, look at what she's
in
gone
love.
through.
She's
now I'm
gone
not
through-
defending her. Last season, I was like, screw her, get her off the show.
No. Here's what she's gone through would warrant a person to become insane and become someone who needs psychological help.
Yeah.
Arkham is not a place you go for psychological help.
Yeah.
Arkham's a place
They
you
encourage
go.
it.
Arkham's a place you go to sit in a corner and become a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's its design. If she were to work with an actual psychologist, not Dr. Leslie, we talked about this last year. Dr. Leslie is not qualified to handle this.
She
Mm-hmm.
chose. She wanted her.
She wanted her, but that doesn't mean. I had my issues with this last year. It's like, get her. Like, that's a very specialist. You'll probably have to fly them in from Metropolis. That's a very specialist position.
I'm still waiting for a Metropolis name drop. In this.
Me too.
Okay. So, she calls Leslie.
Yes, she does.
Then we move on. Now Zardon. We didn't get a chance to really speak about Zardon. Zardon is a criminal who
Yes.
got arrested by James Gordon.
Yeah.
Zardon makes his way to Arkham, and he's insane. Oh, and she's linked up with Sionis. So she's sitting in his lap.
Yeah. She is like owning it. She was also
She's
getting a
queen of-
pedicure
she's
by
playing the
Gorilla
game.
as she was laying on Zionis. So
She's the queen of Arkham.
Yeah.
she knows what she's doing.
She's playing. She's risen to the top ASAP. So Zardon comes in, flipping out. He's screaming obscenities. Then he faints and he burps chemicals. Chemicals knock everybody out. Everybody then wakes up in Theo Galavan's residence. Oh wait, no, they're broken. They fall unconscious. Then they're broken out by Theo's sister.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
Who was in season
Tabitha.
1, right? Was she not in season? Was she not the killer who was hired to get Selena? She looks a lot like her.
Tabitha.
Google
She
will
is
be on top
played
of
by
that.
Jessica Lucas.
I think the
Tabitha.
character is the same, but the actress is different. I could be wrong.
Oh, that's probably why.
Because the suit's the same, the
Wikipedia will be on
demeanor's the
top of
same.
that. We can.
Yeah. So yeah, they escape because Tabitha kicks
So, yeah,
everyone's booty.
Tabitha gets everyone, brings them to Theo. So then they wake up in Theo's residence, and they're all chained up.
Yeah.
And Tabitha Galavan, who's also playing Tigress,
Yes,
new this season.
yes. Okay. So it wasn't Tigers last season?
There was no
Tigers?
Tigress
No.
last season.
Okay, all right. So he tells them he sees power in them. You know, he wants them. He sees something in them, and I guess he's pretty much trying to mob them up. He wants them to work for him. Sionis, an alpha dog himself, is refusing. He says no. He feels he wants them to be. I'm sorry. So Sionis challenges him once he touches Barbara, because he's digging Barbara. He's touching her face, and then Sionis gets all crazy, and then he lets Sionis go. Says, "You know what?" Theo says, "You may leave." Once he leaves,
But he says, I'm not leaving without Barbara.
yeah. And once what did he say? He said he saw the jealousy. He goes, "Jealousy? That's not good. We can't have that." And then he kills him.
Slices
He
his
kills
throat.
That's
Sionis.
perfect. And Sionis from last season.
Yeah.
Love Sionis.
Yeah,
It's necessary, but that shows how big a deal. That shows how big a deal Theo Galavan is.
No,
Yes.
but this goes back to what we were saying before about how it's its own show,
Right.
Because it's the Black Mask.
Yep.
That,
There may be another Black Mask.
but that's him. That's Sionis. Sionis is the Black Mask.
Does
Like,
he
he's the
have a
Black Mask in
son?
the comic book.
That we don't know about? That's also named Richard?
I guess.
It's all.
Like if they kill him, then that could possibly mean they could kill Cobblepot then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the doors are open.
They can kill
I
Lil
love-
Wayne. This is not necessarily a story about him. This is a story about Gordon.
Yeah.
This could
You
be-
can just only be sure they're not going to kill Gordon. Just that's the whole.
maybe they will.
No,
Maybe.
that's not. I'm not even sure of that either.
Yeah, but that's the storyline. Like when you look up God.
This is kind of like Game of Thrones. It's like Game
Yeah,
of Thrones
they
if
might be
you.
trying to establish that.
It's like Game of Thrones if you've either never read the books, or a version of Game of Thrones where they literally do whatever they want on the TV show.
angry about that a little bit.
I actually don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not angry about it at all.
Oh.
Maybe if that guy wrote the books in time,
Yeah.
the TV show would know what to do.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, you can only assume he ain't gonna die. Everybody else, and Alfred, probably not, because we
Maybe
love
not. I know, but I love
Alfred lives. He's
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got to live.
he's the doctor.
All right.
Or
no question about
son
it.
of a
So,
doctor. It's a
guys,
thing.
also, let me digress real quick. This show is brought to you completely free. One of the ways it can stay free is for you to support our sponsors, and today's sponsors is ABC Quantico.
Yep.
And pretty much, ABC's Quantico debuts Sunday, September 27th. It's the series premiere of ABC's highly anticipated new drama. Quantico is where the FBI trains their top recruits. Over 100,000 young people apply, and only 1,200 get in, Monse. I'm telling you good stuff. They are the smartest, strongest, and have the best skills. Now they must live and train together under one roof. But everything changes
No.
when a massive terrorist attack strikes in America, and the FBI discovers its greatest fear, that one of their top Quantico recruits is a terrorist. Underneath their own noses. Which one is behind it all? And which one became the traitor? It's an edge-of-your-seat drama with twist after twist after twist. And it stars Priyanka Chopra. It's going to be a top new show of the fall. Don't miss this series premiere of Quantico. Sunday, September 27th at 10/9 Central on ABC. That's Sunday, September 27th at 10/9 Central on ABC. I actually saw that trailer 3 times. 2 times because it looks really good.
It does. I
And
agree.
the 3rd time because Priyanka Chopra
Looks really
is
good.
fun. And I don't mean like she's a great actress, but woo.
So like Emanuela Shriki or
Oh.
Priyanka.
Yeah, that's my other
Chopra.
crush.
Oh, okay. There's
Priyanka Chopra, she looks really. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, she's up there.
Ah,
Priyanka,
wow.
she's up there with Sloan. So
she's up there.
She's up there with Sloan.
She's
All
up
right.
there. Off of one trailer. Off of one
One
trailer.
trailer.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think she sells it. She sells the promo.
The show does
Very
look
good, yeah.
really, really, really good. Like there was an opening like bombing terrorist scene, and for an ABC show, it looks like a high budget. It looked like a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go watch it.
All right, Monse.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
It's just
All right, but now to
Oh
someone.
wait, it's Sunday.
But now to
27th.
someone who's an agent of him on his own right. My man Jim Gordon.
Oh,
Now let's start with Jim.
Jimmy.
Jim had a tough episode.
Jimmy
Well,
Jim
he had
Jim.
a tough summer leading into the episode.
Yeah.
He became
leading-
a traffic cop. Come on.
Pretty much, which we all kind of predicted. right?
Yeah.
That
No, I didn't predict that. You thought he was gonna? I didn't
he
think.
kidnapped the mayor.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
didn't think it would start with him being completely demoted. Like we see that he's been completely and utterly demoted, and him being the tough guy he is. My man Jim Gordon.
He
Ben
keeps his
McKenzie.
job.
He keeps his job.
Yeah, man.
And he's a traffic cop. So he's a traffic cop, and Zardon, Zardon's before he gets to Arkham, his initial attack is him running onto the street, which looks like it probably looked like it was in the Bronx. To be honest with you, it looks like that's where it was shot. Zardon comes in, he goes crazy, he calls a disturbance, and he's arrested by Gordon. Gordon brings him in, and that's where we figure out that Gordon's been demoted. And then we have a nice little interaction while they're at the police station between Gordon and Nigma. And Nigma, they've gone in full on, like our girl Barbara, full on crazy. He's gone full on psycho.
He's gone cray a little bit.
He's gone full hard.
But see, he had to make a jump that big because it's like, well, were you just gonna keep him constant and keep him this like scared, shiverish, like, oh, I can't. No, he already killed somebody. Like he had to step into the next level.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the next level.
You're right.
That was an.
I guess that's the next jump.
Literally.
Murder, double personality.
Yeah.
Well, he already had a split personality.
Mm-hmm.
This is a better way to show and not tell that it's literally another person inside of him, just in the mirror talking to him,
See, this is the thing that
and it's not Jimmy Fallon.
touche.
Thank you.
This is the thing that I noticed that I was really little. I think is what bothered me. It's very Harvey Dentish. It's very Two-Face-ish, and Harvey Dent is already in the universe. So what's gonna happen when Harvey Dent goes in that direction? Like talking to another you, the angrier, cooler version of yourself.
But that's not what he's talking to.
But that's the Harvey Dent. That's the Harvey
No,
Dent.
he's talking.
no.
That's the guy in the mirror is who he becomes.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think it's
what's
the
inside of him that he'll become. Whereas Harvey Dent, there's literally 2 of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the whole talking back and forth between you and your counterpart, it's just very similar. I just mean in that way.
But this is a transition for Enigma, whereas that's a permanent state for
Right,
Harvey
there's
Dent.
literally 2. Well, I didn't think of it like that. I saw it more like that's who you want to be, like this evilness in you.
So you think he's gonna end up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the destination.
Right, but then when he gets there, he's not gonna look in the mirror and see another person. Like he's just gonna get to that person.
Like, I'm talking to the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
All right. And then
He's telling me to change my ways.
And he's gonna start with himself.
Okay. Then he's gonna start going Riddle crazy, right? All right. Okay. Okay. So Gordon sees Enigma, and then when he leaves, Enigma goes full on. He's taunting himself. Okay, yes, guys. All right. You guys are having a good time.
Agent of Chaos. This is my job here.
So then we see Gordon. He gets reprimanded by Commissioner Loeb. Turns out Loeb demoted him. Loeb is fixated on him. Loeb wants to get rid of him, and Loeb decides to fire him. Loeb gets rid of the guy.
Because
Wrong decision, Loeb.
Well, Gordon is the only person capable and only person in this universe capable of actually like fixing the city and the corruption and the crime.
And he knows that.
And Loeb is clearly benefiting from the corruption and the crime.
Yep.
So yeah, he thought he can just isolate Gordon, and then he finds out like no, even when you isolate him on a city street, he takes down a bad guy.
Yeah.
And
you
then,
can't stop him.
And then flips out on his partner
he's awesome.
for not taking down a bad guy.
I know.
So it's like, well, I guess if he's at his house without a badge and a gun, that's actually how you isolate him.
Like you're too good. Stop
Literally.
it. Like I put you on the traffic. You're still arresting people. All right. So and what did he say? He said some men are not meant to be cops. He said that to Jim
I wrote
Gordon.
that.
Yeah.
Some men are not meant to be cops. The nerve.
I would have slapped him.
I know. How could I would the
You're right.
nerve of him.
Some men are meant to be commissioner.
Oh, Steve, man. Jeez, I'm gonna give you a cookie.
They're out there.
You brought cookies, right?
I brought cookies Monday.
Did you put bat signals on them?
Yeah. No, I did not.
No.
I did not. They were the same type of cookie I brought season premiere last year.
Did they have bat signals last time?
They didn't have bat signals last
Well,
time.
Steve,
They were just molten fudge cookies. Are you gonna argue with cookies?
I'm not gonna argue with cookies, but I mean it would have been. Sorry, beggars can't be choosers. I'm over here.
Exactly.
That's called being ungrateful.
And that's what Loeb is doing, so.
Good job, Monse. That's my girl.
Transition
All right.
by committee.
Okay, so all right, so then Gordon tells him, "I told you I'll break you, and I will." Boom. Jim is in bed with Dr. Leslie, and Leslie seems to be pretty happy that
Yeah.
she's hoping that she's like, maybe it's time to
Because
quit.
he was banging his head against the wall, as far as she could tell.
I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
say he was banging something else, but okay. But
Well,
yeah,
they didn't roll the cameras for that.
But,
Hey.
but yeah.
I think now's a good time to talk about those 2 people in real life.
yeah.
I think we have a little news and gossip about it.
hot
Yes, we
damn,
do.
hot diggity.
Transitioning by committee.
Okay, well, guys, that
By
is teamwork.
committee. Well, I hope most people know because this was kept a really big secret until this Emmy weekend.
Yeah.
Basically, if you have not heard, Ben McKenzie and Morena Baccarin, who play Detective Gordon and Lee Tompkins.
Dr. Leslie.
Dr. Leslie. There we go. They are dating, and they've been dating apparently for a couple of months, and it was officially confirmed, or they know because they stepped out at Fox's Emmy after party together.
I didn't know until you texted me.
I
today.
know,
That's
isn't it
pretty
so
crazy.
exciting?
That makes sense. They do have really good chemistry.
And that always, yes, it's always good when you are dating off screen, because if you're dating on screen, the chemistry is there, and you can always
Unless they
see
break
it.
up, then it's gonna suck.
Right. I mean, it is, but hey, let's enjoy it for now.
This hurts a theory I've had about Dr. Leslie this whole time.
That she's
Yeah,
evil.
That she's evil.
I also
mentioned that.
think
I heard
she's
that.
a little
She's
evil.
not evil. I
little
really
bit.
hope she does. There's no way she goes evil. I don't see it. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I,
And she was
she's
actually married, guys.
really nice.
She's not even fully divorced yet.
The character or
No, really her.
The actress.
Morena Baccarin.
Morena Baccarin.
Well,
she's-
okay, now we're prying too far into her life.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
She can date who she
that's
wants to
gossipy.
date.
It is.
That's
I found the
gossipy.
information. And Ben, who's 37, cutie, never been married. Okay.
Mackenzie's 37.
Yeah.
For him.
Dang,
Never been married, never
Men
been in
a-
the spotlight about.
Men age
my
like
dude.
wine.
That's
I want to
my
look
dude.
like that when I'm 37.
that's my dude. And another
That's my
piece of
dude.
news and gossip.
Yeah.
The Court of Owls.
Yes.
the Court of Owls might be coming to Gotham.
Well, that was
Yeah.
Bruno Heller.
Bruno Heller, I think, confirmed that, and that actually transitioned us to Theo Galavan, who I think is either in charge of the Court of Owls
Yep.
in this big long conspiracy that included Thomas Wayne, or Theo Galavan, and I mentioned this. I'm just blowing through my predictions now. Or Theo Galavan is Ra's al Ghul.
Okay.
Whoa.
I said that on the DC show.
You did.
Friday.
But I was so focused.
I know.
I was there talking about
You're
Flash.
talking Flash.
Wow. Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Jeez. Good Lord.
I think we get the
that's
Court
a
of
stretch.
Owls. We get the Court of Owls not run by Theo Galavan, and then later
Well, you know what?
we get the League of Shadows run by Ra's al
Okay.
Ghul.
You know what? I'm with it. Whatever.
Let's do that.
I'm with it.
In
Do whatever they want.
This is literally like the once
So
for
bad.
No, I mean, as a comic book reader, like I made the decision because I binge watched season 1. I made a decision to halfway through, like, you know what? If I approach this as a comic book reader, I'm going to jump out of a window.
Yeah, you're not gonna like it.
So I have to approach this in a way like they're doing their own thing. And if you do it like that, it's a good show with good performances.
if you no one approaches Once as if it's gonna, or Once Upon a Time as if it's going to be a straightforward fairy tale. It's like Pinocchio is also Geppetto. I don't watch the show. Geppetto, who's also Snow White. He's also Snow White. Is that the show? I don't know the show.
I don't watch the show either.
But I know the show enough to know that that's how they do things.
Yeah.
That you're not looking for. Everyone knows the story of Batman and Gotham.
Yeah.
We don't want to see that. What we want to see is an original take on it, and that's what we're getting, and that's why we're all here talking about it.
Yes.
Okay, I agree.
#truth.
All right. Thank you, Monse Bolanos. Thank you for the news and gossip. I appreciate
You
that.
are welcome.
All right. So then Jim pretty much he visited
Oswald.
not
Cobblepot.
Oswald. So his old partner.
Oh, Bullock. Yeah,
Bullock.
who's
Bullock's-
a bartender?
Bullock's a bartender.
I want Bullock to be a bartender forever.
Me
he's
too.
He's a perfect bartender.
Me
I want him
too.
to never become a detective.
He
really
was
got
a
screwed.
bartender basically when he was a detective.
Pretty much, just for himself.
Yeah.
So they're
He was his
pretty
own
much-
bartender. He's
they're
a
pretty
personal
much,
bartender.
I love that. And I love that he quit. That when the fact that he got demoted to a traffic cop and he was like, nah.
Yeah.
Bye.
I know that's so
That's
Bullock.
so-
He's like,
exactly.
screw this.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
And he says he's never been happier. What, 32 days sober?
Yeah, I think
32
he's lying.
days sober
32
and a
days.
bartender. No, I want that to be true.
He's lying. He doesn't.
Because then
he misses it.
he's got that Irish girl from season
seemed
1.
happy.
He said he's got his life together.
He knows what
I
he's
think
doing.
he misses it. When he said it, I saw in his watery eyes. All right, so Jim goes to Cobblepot to see if he can ask a favor. He goes over to Cobblepot to see if he can get some help, but Cobblepot switches the game on him and tells him, I'll help you if you do something for me.
Because they're friends.
Because they're friends. He wants him to go collect some money for him. Jim, of course, says no. But then I guess it weighs on him, and he really needs it. He really wants to do it. And he goes. He goes to do it. And what's his name? Ogden Barker?
Yes.
He
Ogden
goes to
Barker.
Ogden Barker.
Played by Odo Sanchez.
I wrote down Otto Sanchez too.
That's cute.
I've seen him somewhere before. I don't know where.
Yes, I've seen him before too, and I can't put my finger on it, but he's super creepy, and he gave me the vibe of the one that made Barbara crazy. What's his name? At the end of season 1.
Yeah,
Peter
okay.
Petrelli.
Yeah, it's reminding me of him.
It's not his
I know.
name. He's Peter Petrelli in Heroes. Heroes After Show, which I'm covering
Yeah, Milo.
starting tomorrow.
Milo. All right, so
Not including Peter Petrelli.
so he goes to Ogden Barker, and Ogden really lays it in on him. He calls him Penguin's bitch. He's like, oh, I thought you were a good cop. Look at you. And then he really the term bitch got thrown around in this episode. And his exact words are, I refuse to pay to a fruitcake leprechaun.
Yep.
He's really taunting Jim. Jim fights him, beats him up, takes the money. In self-defense, boom, kills Ogden Barker. Or did you want to add something to it?
Is
Looks like
it
you-
self-defense if you steal someone's money and they run after you about that money
Well,
and then you
okay.
shoot them?
I
That's,
know, but it's not like he did it in
that's
cold blood.
defense.
It's not like he did it in cold blood. It's not like he
Yeah, I know.
looked him in the eyes and said, Dave, Penguin says hello. And, bang.
Right. He talked about it first. But before we move on too much, didn't you guys find it interesting that shot of him running through the kitchen?
Oh, I love
with
that.
The camera.
The GoPro.
Literally the
Oh,
same
yeah.
shot that happened in the very first episode of season 1. And I just thought it was interesting that it happened again.
Oh, I
It was
didn't
like,
notice it.
Well, you have season 1s. You get the GoPro straight up.
yeah, he's like running.
Oh, yeah. My boy Jim.
That-
My
Yeah.
boy Jim.
So
All
in
right.
self-defense, we'll give him self-defense. That's fine.
So he gives the money back to Penguin. Penguin, and he's like he takes it and he gives off the impression that he planned this. Like he always knew this was gonna happen. And Jim says the same thing, and Penguin, of course, is just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Penguin does that, and then he goes
and keeps his end of the
He
bargain.
keeps his end of the bargain, and he goes visits our boy.
That's a good friend to have. I wish I had a penguin.
Jeez, he's crazy. He goes visits Commissioner Loeb, and now he has Zaz. Zaz is his henchman.
Victor
now.
Zaz.
That whole scene was so
Zaz
good.
is perfect.
Someone, I think it was someone on either Reddit or Twitter, had a GIF of Victor Zaz walking into that room. It's like, ain't no party till Victor Zaz shows up.
Yeah,
Literally.
Zaz, like
It's just a kitchen.
Yeah,
And Victor Zaz makes it a party with someone's head.
I didn't like the head. I thought the head.
I love the head.
I thought the head was extra. That's where maybe that was campy.
The head
too.
was Victor Zaz. That's what Victor Zaz would do.
Yeah.
He don't.
Okay.
He chops off someone's head and then he makes it talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did do that.
He did not care.
And then he's got to mark it somewhere on his body that he chops someone's head off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cobblepot, he tells him he knows Loeb wants to help him, but he knows Loeb isn't gonna listen to him, so he's just gonna kill him. And he's a little nice reverse psychology. And then Loeb's like, no, wait. I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want. Next thing you know, Loeb quits.
Bye.
He gets Loeb to quit. And the captain gets promoted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Commissioner Essen.
Woo!
We like her.
We all thought she was commissioner at some point
Yeah.
because there wasn't a commissioner presence.
Right.
She was actually just the captain of homicide. But she was the only person we saw. And I guess that wasn't made incredibly clear. And we were like, so she's the commissioner, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. I
Gordon's really close to what he becomes. He's
Yeah.
like right there.
Yeah, I
And
know.
it's
I know. That's probably
like,
why
no, there's actually 2 more steps.
probably figured it was gonna happen by the end of the season. So she gets promoted, and then that's when we initially get introduced to Theo Galavan, who's got his hands in apparently in all pots.
Played by James Frayne.
Yes, and then James gets reinstated.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Reinstated.
No. I
By-
wanted them to reinstate Bullock.
Well, that's gonna
I
happen.
don't think Bullock wants in. I think
He'll be back by episode 3.
they're gonna need.
Everything's episode 3 for me.
They're gonna need some like. Gordon's gonna need help on something and
Yeah.
have to ask Bullock, and then Bullock will have to come back. But I don't want Bullock to come back as a cop. I want Bullock to stay a bartender that helps.
He'll be the
Gordon.
first Batman, and then Bruce Wayne will learn from him, and he'll be the second Batman.
Okay.
I don't want all that. I
Drunk
want him to be he can stay a bartender, not Batman.
Yeah.
Not.
And help him.
Yeah, and just he'd be the bartender who moonlights.
The castle to his Beckett.
Yes,
Got it.
I guess that's the
pretty
show on ABC called Castle.
Castle, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Castle's the guy who writes the thing, then Beckett's the guy. I don't
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
know
know
the show.
that like help. Yeah, whatever. Y'all see.
Okay, come on. All right, so that's pretty much
References are
it.
out of
So so James is reinstated, and now he has to deal with the fact that he did this in very un-James Gordon-like means.
Yeah. Sometimes it's ugly.
He got a little dirty.
Got a little, yeah, got a little ugly.
What do you think about him getting dirty?
I think he's come a very long way from the guy who in season 1 was literally a Boy Scout.
Yeah. I didn't think he didn't get too dirty though. He still has his morals. He didn't do anything crazy.
But he had a moral compass that was true north.
Yeah.
And
Right.
today he had to go a couple degrees.
Yeah.
Right, but that
it's-
wasn't the intention.
Yeah.
He didn't intend to shoot a guy. He just
Exactly.
intended to steal his money and give it to the criminal mastermind who runs the whole city that may or may not report to the Court of Owls and Theo Galavan, who may or may not be Ra's al Ghul, who runs the League of Shadows.
You're right. It's just real minor.
That's sarcasm. I don't know. So
Couple of
real
degrees.
quick. Well, you already pretty much
I
lambasted us with it, but
I-
predictions.
Yep.
I don't have any specific ones. I hope Jim is not the first one to see the Batcave. I hope it's somebody else. I hope it's like Selena.
I do want more Selena.
We barely got her, and I hope she like comes to visit, and then
I
like.
don't want no more Selena and Bruce.
What?
Not together.
Ready?
I'm cool.
1, 2, 3,
I'm cool with Selena. I don't like this Selena knowing Bruce. I'm not gonna get too comic book sticklery, but I don't want Bruce knowing baby Selena.
But
y'all
they
don't
already
know each
do.
other.
Already happened.
No,
So it already happened.
It's over.
So what do you gotta do? You just
it's
gotta
over.
go with it.
Move on. And then when they meet again when they're older, and like, wait a minute, aren't you Selena?
They need to go to
I don't want to see
another.
no more baby poison ivy.
They need to
none
go
of
to
that.
another big fancy ball. They didn't
No.
have another awesome,
my
cute little dance.
Oh God. Oh, you guys.
Guys, if you want more of this division in your Gotham,
Yep.
We're your
is too
show.
much.
Yeah, you gotta come back.
Too much.
We're here.
Too much. My quick prediction: it's just gonna be a mob war. I'm thinking Theo Galavan and his people and his Arkham Asylum clique. They're gonna go against Penguin, and it's gonna go back and forth. I actually think it's gonna be. Sorry, not to cut you off, but a quick reference. I don't know if you ever read. I think it was it Long Halloween? It was a Tim Sale comic book where Falcone, the character Falcone, was pretty much going against all the masked Arkham Asylum bad guys. I pretty much think that's what's happening here. Penguin's kind of like the Falcone.
Yeah.
And he's going against all the Arkham Asylum psychopaths. I think it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like kind of like a mob war.
It's either going to be that, or because Penguin does run the city, including what Falcone and Maroni had set up, which is Arkham to be a revolving door, and they all seem to report to someone else.
Yeah.
That this all may be under Penguin's umbrella. What?
Wow, that's
What
Lord,
the-
man. Transitions,
there.
puns, like my man,
Oh.
Steve.
We had a pun jar.
There's a pun jar. We gotta bring it back.
We have to. Oh, I've funded someone's college fund today.
All right, so
If they were a pun jar.
guys, that's the show.
That is the episode.
That was phenomenal.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Where can they find you, Monse?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos.
You guys can find me right here, right now, but also on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That's KAUFMANN. I'm doing 4 shows weekly, including Modern Family, Muppets, Heroes Reborn, and this show, Gotham. Also, the wrestling pay-per-views, which happen around once a month. I tweet about all of them.
You can
So
find
you can't
me.
miss them.
You can't. I'm here.
He's everywhere.
Literally here now and most nights.
You can find me, Micheal Andrew, Michael_Drew, Michael EAL, on Twitter. And guys, communicate with us. Let us know how you feel.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you next week. All right.
Bye.
Night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.